Yeah, hi there everybody. It's Tuesday the 10th of November of 2009 and it's early in the morning, and I just want to start this thing because I've been out of action over the last few weeks, but I've been on the internet a lot, sort of keep myself entertained, and one of the things that I became aware of was groups of people in America and some in England, but mostly in America. And I don't know really what's behind it. I'm sort of a bit suspicious about it, but anyway, what's basically been sort of that I can take out of it anyway, it's groups of, these are highly educated people. A lot of these people are lawyers, and a lot of these people seem like they're lawyers plus other people. But what it's about is, it's about these groups of people, and they seem to be advocating that somehow or other within the law there's some sort of salvation, or there's some sort of this will give a massive insight into society and how society works, and as a result of understanding how the law works, we're some sort of I don't know, some sort of revelation or some sort of elevation will happen out of the general chaos that we find ourselves in, the economic chaos that we find ourselves in. Now, I want to qualify this and say some of this is a bit heavy because there's religious overtones and all this in it. But anyway, at the end of the day, I had to pinch myself and just say, look, hold on a minute, look, just forget about all what these people are saying, and you know, you're supposed to have studied history and all the rest of it. Like, let's just deal with the law as you know it. Just deal with it, as you see it, and as it really manifests itself. Not as what people think it is, or not as what people say it is, or whatever. Just deal with it as it interfaces with you on a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to start this, and really what'll happen here is, it's such a complex. It is quite complex, the law. And I'm going to be talking about, the law that we have. It's Anglo-American law, essentially, because that's the law system that the British left in all their colonies when they left. They left America, they left that law system there. They left here, they left that law system here. They left Canada, they left that law system in place. They left New Zealand, okay. So I have to deal with that. Now, there are other countries in the world don't have the English law system, but we have it. We have it here in Ireland. They left here in 1922, and we took it on, and we've moved it with a few alterations, but it's essentially English law intact that governs us. And I just want to deal with three aspects of it in this little video: what, why, and who. And the what is, what is it, and whatever. Okay, so the what is the law, and now I'm not a lawyer, so this is a layman's interpretation of what it is. Okay, basically the way I see it is, it has two manifestations, and the two manifestations of the law system that we have in place here, England, America, New Zealand, Australia, all those ex-British colonies, are the two heads of it are common law and statutory law. Okay, and what common law is, you hear these words bandied about all the time. Well, that's common law, and what common law is essentially at its core, this is law which has been given down through precedent, historical precedent, over generations. Okay, just a simple analysis of it would be, simple example of it would be, very quickly, a man's walking down the street, somebody attacks him, he has the right to defend himself. Okay, that seems dead obvious and all, I don't know. And in common law, a lot of the stuff is very, very obvious, but it's only there, and it's only part of this common law because it has this historical precedence. All right, so it goes back generations and generations and generations. And in English law, it's really a grouping of laws. It's Roman law, because the Romans were in Britain for 4.5 centuries. So it's Roman law. Then next it's English law, because the English arrived after the Angles, the South German trade. The Angles arrived into England after the fall of Rome. Alright, the coming of the English, as it's called in the history books. And then you have the Normans, the arrival of the Normans. So the law system that we have in place is made up of those three elements. It's made up of Roman law, English law, and Norman law. And if you fuse those together, you arrive at this common law, which has been given down to us, okay, and which we utilise today. And the other aspect, of course, is the statutory law. And statutory law, generally speaking, is law which is initiated by the state, generally, and what happens is it's drawn up by lawyers, it's worded by lawyers, deliberately worded by lawyers to confuse ordinary people, because you can't read most of these laws. And what happened is it's passed through Parliament as a statute, rubber stamped by Parliament, and it goes to the King, alright, or the Queen, and she gives her imprimatur on it. And in the case of us, what happens is in a republic, it's obviously just slightly different. We don't have a monarch, alright? We have the state instead, and the state's representative being the president, okay? Anyway, so the two elements of the what are common law and statutory law. There's no other laws, okay? There's only those. All laws fall into one of those categories. The next thing is we have to ask ourselves who and why. Why is it there, and who does it represent? Whose interest does it represent? Now, you're told when you go to school, the laws are to protect the interests of the individual. Okay? Well, the law is not there to protect the interests of the individual. The law is there for one purpose, two purposes. Right? In the case of the monarchy, a monarchist state, it's only there for one purpose. Its primary purpose, the primary purpose of the whole law, is there to maintain the monarchist state. And that means to maintain the monarchy and to maintain the establishment, which is the bulwark of the monarchy. And in our case, where we have a republic, it's to maintain the state and the establishment, which is the bulwark of the state. Alright? And out of that come the three elements of the law. All laws fall into these three elements. The law against the state, or the law for the state. The law for or against property, and the law for or against the individual. There's no other laws. Okay? So you have those three elements, and they must either be common law or statutory law in governance. Okay? And having said all that, you see, we have arrived after 1922 with these laws. And the bottom line is, up until the arrival of the English here in Ireland as a coherent, what would you call it, not just a military power, but as a coherent state power, we had our own set of laws. Alright? And I have to put it off here because I'm going to have to do a little snip to explain all that and why we're in the situation we're in now. Okay? So I'll just continue on in a minute or two. Okay? Thank you.